Okay, question 1 was as follows. Figure 1 shows different types of specialized cells. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to take time and study the diagram. We pay attention to cell A, cell B, and cell C. We need to identify them. Okay, now once we have studied the diagrams, the next thing we need to do is now we need to go and answer the actual questions. So we start with question 1B1, which is identify the cells A, B, and C. Identify the cells A, B, and C. So what is cell A? Cell A is motor neuron. That is motor neuron. So cell A is called motor neuron. Cell B, that is root hair cell. Root hair cell. That is root hair cell. Cell C, that is ciliated cell. That is ciliated cells. Okay. Question 1A2 was as follows. State the part of the living organism in which the specialized cells B and C are normally found. Okay, so we just focus on B and C. So let's start with B. We said B, that is the root hair cell. So where do root hair cell found? Okay, so the root hair cell is found in roots. Okay, you are going to find root hair cell in roots. So you can write root or roots, will also be acceptable. Okay, so root hair cell is found in roots. C, where does ciliated cells found? Where does ciliated cell found? The ciliated cells are found in different parts of the body. Some of those parts are fallopian tube and nose. Okay, I've just given you two because they want one, so you can pick either fallopian tube or you can pick nose. Both answers are correct. So in fallopian tube, when the eggs is moving from ovary to the uterus, these ciliated cells will facilitate the movement of the egg. Okay, when the nose is full of mucus, then cilia cells will help or sweep the mucus from the nose. Okay, now we come to question 1B. Okay, we come to question 1B. The question 1B is as follows. Explain the function of each of the cells in figure 1. Explain the function of each of the cells in figure 1. Okay, so let's start with the cell A, which is the motor neuron. What is the function of motor neuron? So the function of motor neuron is to conduct electrical impulses to affect muscles or organ. To conduct electrical impulse to affect muscles or organ. Okay, so that is the function of motor neuron. Okay, now we come to cell B, which is root hair cell. Okay, so what is the function of root hair cell? So the function of root hair cell is to absorb water and mineral salts into the plant from the soil. So the function of root hair cell is to absorb water and mineral salts from the soil into the plant. To absorb water and mineral salt from the soil into the plant. Okay. Now, what is the function of ciliated cell? So the function of ciliated cell is to help to move over or sweep mucus. Okay, so when an ovary produces a female egg, when an ovary produces a egg, it will move through the fallopian tube using these cilia cells. So the cilia cells will help the ova to move from the ovary up to the uterus so that it can get implanted if it is fertilized, or to be removed through the vagina outside. So to move through the oviduct or the fallopian tube, the cereals will help the movement of the ova through the oviduct. Okay, and if there are mucus in the nose, the cereal cells will help to remove those mucus from the nose. So basically those are the functions of those cells. Was as follows. Figure 2 represents rhizopus growing on bread. Okay, that is rhizopus growing on bread. Then question 2a is as follows. Identify the parts labeled E, F, and G. Identify the parts labeled E, F, and G. So what is the part labeled E? Okay, so the part labeled E is splagiophore. Okay, what is the part labeled F? The part labeled F is rhizoid. The part labeled F is rhizoid, and the part labeled G is spores. Now I'm writing them in plural because you can see there are 2 arrows that are going to the spores and 2 arrows that are going to rhizoids. If there was just 1 line, I could have called it rhizoid. Now since 2 lines are going to rhizoids, that's why I'm calling them rhizoids. And splagiophore is the one that holds the spragions. Okay, all right, so those are the answers we are supposed to write. To question 2b, now we have got question 2b1 here, which is as follows. State the type of nutrition found in the organism in figure 2. State the type of nutrition found in the organism in figure 2. So the type of nutrition found in organism in figure 2 is saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. Okay, that is the type of nutrition that is done in the organism in figure 2. We come to question 2b2. Explain how the nutrition identified in B1 is brought about. Okay, so when you want to answer this question, you should consider external nutrition of organisms. So how does it take place? So let's say this organism sits on bread. Okay, when it sits on bread, what it will do is it's going to secrete the enzymes, which is going to react on the bread. So it is going also to speed up the reaction. Remember, these enzymes, they will catalyze the reaction, meaning speeding up the reaction. Then they will break down the bread nutrients into smaller nutrients that can be absorbed by rhizopath. So to explain this, you can write like this. Enzymes are secreted on the bread, then enzymes speed up the breakdown of bread into nutrients which are absorbed by the rhizopath. Okay, so that's what happens. So the enzymes will be secreted and then they'll speed up the breaking down of bread into nutrients which will be absorbed by rhizopath. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, these are the answers we are supposed to write. Question 2c was as follows. Describe the importance of the nutrition in the rhizopath to the environment. Describe the importance of the nutrition in the rhizopath to the environment. Number 1, it helps to return nutrients in the soil. Okay, it helps to return nutrients in the soil. 2, it helps to recycle It helps the recycle of nutrients. It helps the Okay, we come to question B1, which is as follows. Name one nutrient represented by S. Name one nutrient represented by S. Okay, so the nutrient represented by S is amino acid. That is amino acid. Or better still, you can still write glucose. So it is either amino acid or glucose. Okay, so you can pick one of the two answers there. Okay, we come to question B2. Question B2 is as follows. Compare the blood pressure at R to that at T and give a reason for your answer. Okay, compare the blood pressure at R to that at T and give a reason for your answer. Okay, so let's start with a comparison. So the comparison is that blood pressure at R is higher than blood pressure at T. Blood pressure at R is higher than blood pressure at T. That is the comparison we can make. Okay, now we come to the reason. So reason, they are giving us 2 marks, so I'll just give you 2 reasons. The first reason is at R there is smaller lumen, while at T there are wider lumen. At R there is smaller lumen, while at T there are wider lumen. Okay, so you can also write that at R there is narrow lumen, while at T there are wider lumen. Okay, the other reason is blood is at higher pressure in antio, while blood is at lower pressure in venule. Okay, they are at lower pressure in venule. Okay, so those are the answers. If you haven't subscribed, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be glad if we see your subscription to our YouTube channel. Question 4C was as follows. Explain the law of structure U in relation to blood circulatory system. Explain the law of structure U in relation to blood circulatory system. Okay, so first of all, let's identify structure U. So that is structure U, the one you can see there, the one I've circled in green. Okay, now that is structure U. What is the function of that structure? Okay, we can see that structure U, which is it's extended up to that inside and it is carrying lymph. So what is the function of this structure? Okay, so the first point is to absorb cholesterol, glycerol and fat acid from alimentary canal. Okay, so the first function is to absorb cholesterol, glycerol and fat acid from alimentary canal. Okay, we come to the second function. So the second function is to transport nutrients to the bloodstream. To transport nutrients to the bloodstream. So like I said earlier on, it absorbs the cholesterol, glycerol and fatty acids. So these are important nutrients. Although cholesterol can cause damage, but when you look at fatty acid, this is very important. It is carried from the alimentary canal to the bloodstream so that it can reach the other parts of the body. Okay, then the other function, which is the third one, to add lymphocytes into the bloodstream. To add lymphocytes into the bloodstream. Okay, or into the blood. To add lymphocyte into the blood. Okay, so the fourth and the last point I'll share with you. I will share with you the last one is to maintain fluid balance in the body. To maintain fluid balance in the body. Okay, basically they want 3 marks, so if you can bring out 3 points, that means you're going to get 3 marks. So I've given you 3 points, which from these you can pick 3. Okay, thank you. What I want to encourage you is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you found this video helpful, remember to like and share with your friends. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are down on our knees saying please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We come to question 5. Question 5 is as follows. A hemophilic mother had 2 sons who were both hemophilic. The father was non-hemophilic. A hemophilic mother had 2 sons who were both hemophilic. The father was non-hemophilic. Question 5a. Define the term hemophilia. Define the term hemophilia. What is hemophilia? Hemophilia is a rare disorder in which the blood doesn't clot in the usual way because it has not enough blood clotting proteins. Now when you talk about blood clotting proteins, we are talking about factor 8. Okay, blood clotting proteins are also called factor 8. Okay, so when the blood has little or no blood clotting proteins, then it will have difficulties in clotting. Okay, so the blood will have issues with the clotting. So the mother had the problem with the blood clotting. So that's how basic we can define hemophilia. We are saying hemophilia is a rare disorder in which the blood doesn't clot in the usual way because it has not enough blood clotting proteins, also known as factor 8. Okay, we come to question 5b. Question 5b is using letters XH and XH. So you can see that the XH first has the H is small letter and the H in second X is in capital letter. Write down the genotype of the 1 father, 2 mother. So now let me talk about XH. The XH in the statement there or in the question, when we look at the first XH, which has the small letter, that means that is for if you have a condition of hemophilia. Okay, you'll be denoted by XH. And XH in capital letters, that means you don't have the condition of hemophilia. Okay, so now let's go to answering question. Now let's talk about the first question, which is the genotype of the father. Okay, so we know that the father has as XY. A male has XY. A male has XY. So now, since the father is non-hemophilic, that's what we are told in the earlier statement there on top. We are told that the father was non-hemophilic. Therefore, he is going to have on his X there will be capital letter H. On his X there will be capital letter H because he doesn't have this medical condition of hemophilia. Then we come to 2. For the 2, which is the mother, we know that for the female it's XX. So now, since the female has got a condition, since the mother has the condition of hemophilic, not the female but the mother has the condition, this specific mother has a condition of hemophilic. So since she has got the condition of hemophilic, we are going to write X with his small letter H. Okay, so her X's will have small letter H to denote that she is hemophilic. Okay, so basically that's how you can write the genotype of the parents. Okay, now what I want you to do is copy these genotypes of the parents, the father and the mother, write it on the paper, because when we're answering question 6, we're going to use these genotypes of the parents. Okay, now we come to question C, 5C. So like I said earlier on, I said that you write the genotype of the mother and the father on a paper, because we're going to use that information on this question. Okay, so I hope you did as I advised. If you did not, please, I'll still write that here on the screen. The genotype, the parental genotype, I'll write them. Okay, so the actual question is, using a genetic diagram, explain why both boys were hemophilic. Using a genetic diagram, explain why both boys were hemophilic. Okay, so what we're going to do is first we'll start with parental phenotype. So we start with the parental phenotype of the father. The father is non-hemophilic father, so that means the father is normal. Then versus the mother. The mother, we are told in the statement that she is hemophilic. That means the mother has a condition, a medical condition. Now we come, after we write that, then we come to parental genotype. Okay, so parental phenotype, these are features that you can visibly see. Parental genotype, these are things that you can't see, they are in genes. Okay, so parental genotype is XHY, that is for the father, and XHXH, that is for the mother. Okay, now we come to gametes. So to write gametes, what we need to do is just separate these parental genotype, just to divide the parental genotype. So we're going to have XH, then we're also going to have Y there, then that is for the father. When we come to the mother, we're going to have XH and XH there. Okay, and remember the father, the H for the father is capital letter and the H for the mother is small letter. Okay, now once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do now is we are going to come up with the offspring genotype. Okay, if the mother and the father met and they had children, 4 children. Okay, how many children will have the mother's condition and how many will not have? That's what we want to trace. Okay, so first thing we'll start with the offspring genotype. So to come up with offspring genotype, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to draw the arrow from the XH of the father coming down, then that is the first X of the father. Then we come to the first X of the mother, we draw a line meeting the arrow from the XH of the father, and then when we meet there, then we write these alleles that has these chromosomes that have met, so which means that have mixed there. So we have got XH, the H in capital letters from the father, and XH in the H in small letters from the mother. Then we write it down there. Okay, once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write again the arrow coming from XH of the father coming here near where there is under Y. Then we also now this XH, which is of the father, which is in capital letter H, will meet with the second XH of the mother with the small h. Then they meet like this, like the way I've drawn. Then I'm going to write these letters. So I'm going to have XH which is XH in green with capital letter, and XH in blue with small letter. Okay, which is from the mother in capital letter from the father. Now once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to Y. Okay, then I'm going to draw an arrow coming from Y up to under X, the first XH of the mother here. Then I'll draw an arrow from XH of the mother coming down here. Then we're going to have something like XHY. Okay, XHY. Then I draw again another arrow from Y meeting under the last XH of the mother down here, and then the other arrow coming from the XH of the mother down here, and then I write this chromosome, which is XH, which is XH small letter from the mother, Y from the father. Okay, so now as you can see, all the letters I've written in green, these are chromosomes that are coming from the father, or alleles that are coming from the father. Then these in blue are coming from the mother. Okay, so now we have written the offspring genotype. Now what we need to do is now we come up with the offspring phenotype. Okay, so now when you look at the offspring of phenotype, so when you look at the offspring genotype, we can see that XX is for the female, so these are daughters. So one and the first child and the second child, these are daughters. So we can say the daughters, how are they? When you look at offspring phenotype, how are they going to be? They have got X with the H capital and X with the small letter h. These are normal. They are balanced. They are normal. Then same applies with the second one, the second child. So meaning these daughters, they are normal. They have got normal condition just like the father. Okay. Now we come to these last two where we have got XY, meaning these are sons, they are boys. The last two are boys. So we can see that they have got XH, which is X, and the small letter H, Y. So these, they have a condition. So these, they are hemophilic sons. Okay, these are hemophilic sons. As you can see, the genotype of these two sons, they are the same. So means they are both hemophilic sons. Okay, they have a medical condition like their mother. So the question is asking us to say, explain why both boys were hemophilic. So the answer is here down where I've written note, the sons inherited hemophilic genes from the mother. The sons inherited hemophilic genes from the mother. Okay, so that is the explanation we can give. Please, this is what I can explain on this question. If you have got questions, please ask in the comment section. We'll be glad to respond to your questions. Otherwise, thank you so much. Please, if you have been watching up to now, that means you have liked our video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also share this video. And if you haven't yet liked the video, please, we'll be pleased to see your like on our video. Okay.